Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Roy back again. I was just working on my little circuitry board and a little Slayer type circuit on a coil with a top load, and I was doing some experimenting when it comes to diodes. And there's all different kinds. There's germanium. There's what is the other one? Oh geez, I'd have to walk over to my chart. But there's another crystal one, and then there's other diodes. And the ones that are um, crystal are used for uh, for uh, for meters. Actually, they use those, and they're good sensors for static electricity or a flash and pulse in the environment. Should I say rate of change? Um, so they make great little devices on receivers. FYI for you developers out there, for you guys are into the wireless age. So another thing, if you look up and at our sky, you'll sometimes see a rainbow coming from the angle of where you're looking from to whatever's happening with the clouds and the sun, and you see those color bands. One thing I found out that I didn't know that is depends on where you look at that rainbow. If you were up in an airplane looking at it, you would see a full circle. And I find that to be amazing that the full circle and not half would show its face. Leave your comments, guys, on that, and let's reflect, should I say, on a moment here because that reflection of light that's reflecting off of upper atmosphere ice shears, possibly, and they're acting like little diamonds and reflecting light everywhere. And what you would have is sun rays when they're shooting up to come towards us. They get to the planet, which is nothing but a big conductor with electromagnetic field around it. It, like the old-fashioned TVs, it will move and bend a beam of light, and because of the electromagnetic field in the space of vacuum, and that's what happens to our planet, and it creates a sort of a eyebrow uh, effect up and around and around the sides. Then it comes back together and shoots in straight streams, the sun rays, and keeps going out until the next planet or whatever it comes up on. And by it doing this, the nowhere on this planet with its core and its uh, elements on the ground are creating a sinus sort of wave. It's creating a DC constant current along with a magnetic field. And there is uh, one thing that keeps us as a constant is the fact that there is a air gap between our upper and ground level uh, stratus, and I would say that the difference in potential I read is about 200,000 volts, and the air, the moisture of the air becomes the insulator, and because it's like a spark gap with through lightning, that you'll get that electromagnetic field based on how many sparks average per second per minute. So that average that we have figured out in Wikipedia, you could figure out why we have electromagnetic field and how far out it goes based on its pulse rate. But what else I want to touch base on is that the sun does not put out a sine wave. It puts out a constant. It's always there. Always. It's always tension. So where do sine waves come from? Well, what you have here is you have the sun rays coming up towards our planet. And like I said earlier, they go over and under and around our planet, then join back together. And what happens is in this space in between, there's a pressure that this conductor, our planet, is a ball sitting in a electrostatic field that's producing a pressure of electromagnetic in our atmosphere, and that there that is producing a tuning fork um, atmosphere, like where our North Pole and our South Pole, that our planet is arrayed, there is where your top and bottom of your tuning fork is, because of the outer pressure that's being derived from the sunlight around the conductor, which is now taking that light, that sun rays. It's not light, we only see light, but sun rays, and it's splitting it and creating an enormous amount of tension between the top and bottom part of our planet as well as the sides. So in that tuning fork, our ball becomes a sinusoidal wave that ricochets through our planet, like through the planet, like the not like sunlight, but the harmonics that our planet is resonating at is through that tuning fork of that pressure. Just wanted to pass off this information, you guys. Leave your comments, and hopefully you could enjoy my birds and my comments on how this